Okay, there we go. All right, let's. Guess we could get straight into it. Well, last night's episode of SmackDown was actually interesting. Featured some matches on repeat, I guess, especially between Corbin and Shinsuke, Liv Morgan and Carmella. So I will talk about all of SmackDown coverage, looking by the title. I will also be talking about why Triple H is angry at fans and who can defeat Roman Reigns. And of course, my opinion. If you want to know where I got the Roman Reigns dethroning idea from, the Elister down below in the description. There's a video on who can defeat or who can dethrone Roman Reigns in his opinion. If you want to know about Triple H, more elaborate explanation for why he's angry, it is down in the description. WrestleMania. And also, since obviously I'm not going to be doing it here, I already did it on Wednesday. If you did not see on Wednesday, go watch on Wednesday's video, which was my obviously predictions for In Your House. First pay-per-view of NXT that I am predicting. Yep, I did capture Raw and NXT, so I put them into one video together, so it's easy for me to just get that out the way and then come to do SmackDown and not have to do Raw, NXT, and SmackDown on today's podcast. So, like I was saying before, going back to SmackDown, it was alright. Was it bad? No. Was it good? No. But I'm here to recap it. So, how about we recap it right now? So, we start off with SmackDown in obviously a way that we recapped last week. It's more of like a previous, previously on SmackDown. Then we saw obviously what happened on SmackDown last week. We saw the Usos take on the Mysterios for the tag team titles. Jimmy got the shoulder up. Obviously, that called for a rematch that they went to Adam Pearce, Sonya Deville for, and they got the rematch. Then what happened is last week, Roman attacked both Rey and Dominic, brutalizing and hurting Dominic Mysterio. And Dominic Mysterio sold that so well. The agony scream was so good. But we cut into the back of Roman looking at himself viciously, and he's just praising it in a little smirk, not a little smirk way, but just a dominant tone, with Jey Uso sitting on his side. Obviously, he talks to Jey Uso for a little bit before looking up and seeing that Jimmy Uso is out in the ring and fires back at Roman. Jimmy is not in the mood with Roman and obviously had a stern message for him, talking about how it's all about Roman. It's all about Roman. When in reality, it's really not. It's about his family. But enough about Jimmy. Let's go to the tag team match. We saw Kevin Owens and Big E versus Sami Zayn and Apollo, a match that should have happened back when. But what happened is that last week, obviously WWE needs to improvise because Big E got fucked over by Aleister Black, who I should also talk about in this podcast. So, Kevin Owens and Big E pulled off the victory, defeating Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens after Kevin Owens pinned Sami Zayn. Apollo Crews then came out with a mic, obviously came back in the ring with a mic, saying why are they celebrating? And Big E, obviously, you can't hear him, but you can see his lips move. Obviously, he said, we won. And Apollo Crews tries to double down on this by saying, well, obviously, you didn't pin him. You didn't pin Apollo. That's true. Apollo didn't get pinned. And to double down on this is that he already had his tag team partner was shit. is an idiot. So next week, Apollo Crews wants to up the stakes a little bit more. And by up the stakes, I'm meaning like he wants to up his partnership with Commander Aziz. So you will get the debut of Commander Aziz, aka Dabba-Kato. But we weren't going to leave it there. And just to make sure that Kevin Owens and Big E should be afraid, Sami Zayn posed, obviously, that an idiot, you can't call me an idiot. So he comes into the ring like an idiot and gets a Nigerian nail to the throat. Big E and Kevin are obviously there, but when Apollo talked about his tactic partner, I love this. Lip sync is some of the biggest things. You have to read lips. So one of the things that happened was Big E was wondering who his partner was going to be, and then Kevin Owens filled him and was like, "Yo, bud, it's obviously him." And they're like, "Okay," and my Commander Aziz. It doesn't matter, but we're going to actually see the in-ring debut of Commander Aziz, not Dabba-Kato, if anybody's getting confused. Now we get a repeat of last week. Moving forward after this, we got a repeat of last week, which was Liv Morgan and Carmella. And guys, I need to say this with all respect. It's a rematch, and you know how I feel and everybody feels about rematches, okay? And I'm going to be really pissed off when I get to Shinsuke and Baron Corbin. But for this one, I'm going to let it slide. I'm going to let it slide for this feud. I'm going to let it slide. I'm going to let it slide for Liv Morgan Carmella because we had a different winner. Last week, you saw Carmella tap Liv Morgan out. This week, you saw Liv Morgan come out with victory. My favorite wrestler in the WWE today, favorite woman wrestler in the WWE today, Liv Morgan, should win the big briefcase. But moving forward, I think this is a feud. And the reason I say that is because Liv Morgan, well, she pulled off a victory over Carmella. Last week, Carmella pulled over a victory. So if they're putting these two in a feud, it's for two reasons. One, they either want to build Liv Morgan up or build Carmella up. And the reason I say that they're going to try to build Carmella up is because WWE is coming with probably maybe more fire rings. So if Carmella is getting built up, then obviously she's going to put over Liv Morgan, and Liv Morgan is only there temporary before she's getting the boot. Or, which should happen, Liv Morgan gets built up. Yes, that needs to happen. Because if you build her up, beating Carmella, she could probably get a title opportunity. Hell, she could even win the Money in the Bank, which I'm hoping for. So Liv Morgan obviously hit her little rope kind of flatliner. So like earlier in the rope and then flatliner. Obviously, if you saw it, you saw it. Picking up the victory over Carmella. And I mean, I don't know. But then Carmella obviously wanted to get back at Liv Morgan. So by telling Greg Hamilton, and still the most beautiful woman in WWE, Carmella. Still having that tone. So she doesn't even have to have a championship. So obviously by that point, I guess they're trying to build Liv Morgan up. If you're going to don the title, the most beautiful woman in WWE, I'm sorry if I said woman in WWE, Carmella, well then you don't need to put a title on her. You just need to put that title on her. No pun intended. We did get to see Ding Dong Hello Bailey hosting Ding Dong Hello with her setup. Obviously, she's been longest reigning SmackDown Women's Champion and obviously had that paycheck, cashed that in to get some new, equipment for her show. Yeah, she obviously did that. But with that, I bet that paycheck was worth it because it got destroyed in a quick second. Let me tell you her guest though. The drip god. And yes, he is a drip god. Seth freaking Rollins, drip god. This man literally came out in a white, with some purple half, like kind of Two-Face type fucking shit. But still, I love the drip. Looked pretty freaking nice. But they were laughing at the beatdown of Cesaro. They were laughing up against Bianca Belair. But when it came to Cesaro getting attacked, they paused. They were like, well, it was that. It was most of the scene like, what a shame. That freaking laugh, man! I actually made a comment to WWE about uh the laugh, and I said, "This is what I said. I said it reminds me of the Roseanne show where she laughs at the end, like." It reminds me of that, like just the ending of the freaking opening, and it's just her laughing. You just put Bailey's face there, laughing. It'd be funny, but we obviously didn't want to ruin the fun because we got a delivery at the door, and Seth Rollins obviously went and got the door. He opened the door, and well, we got a big surprise because Uppercut Man came back. Swiss Superman came back. Cesaro came back, and he looked all healed up because he obviously quick punched and went in, and his arm looked cleared up. So I think they're gonna have a match at Hell in a Cell. Hopefully, it's inside of a Hell in a Cell match. But we might not see that. And I'll explain why when we get there. But then, after everything was ruined, Seth Rollins obviously got pantsed. He was in his tighty whities, black tighty whities, and he just needed to get the hell out of there before Cesaro ripped him apart. And I think really this is a great feud. And plus, both men have I've seen indie circuit wrestling from both men, and I know both stories from them, and they both fought each other in the indie circuit. So to see them wrestle now in the WWE, it is so fucking awesome. I love it. Thank you, WWE, for that. Amazing. Great. But that wasn't it. Though Bayley's show was ruined, it got even worse for Bayley because guess who came out next? Her opponent at Hell in a Cell, Bianca Belair. And guess what she just did? She didn't have to say anything. She just laughed it up. She hackled her. She literally chuckled. And it made me chuckle. And just to see Bayley like, no, don't steal my Roseanne Barr laugh. No. And then it just went from, okay, when I do it, I make it entertaining. When you do it, it's not funny. So stop copying and stealing shit. Stop. We got Montez Ford versus Chad Gable, which I did not expect because I thought WWE said that it would be the Street Profits versus Chad Gable and Otis. So obviously, they might have canceled their match. Yeah, well, it says here, after canceling their tag team match showdown earlier in the night, Chad Gable welcomed Montez Ford with both Dawkins and Otis agreeing to stay away from ringside. That's perfectly fine. I'm okay with that. But then Otis didn't even stay away from ringside. Like Dawkins was watching it, having Montez Ford all hyped up, and then Otis came in the back and attacked fucking Dawkins. So as the match itself was fucking great. Honestly, like you're putting WWE is using talent. Putting Montez Ford up against Chad Gable, that's smart. It's both great wrestlers in the ring. But guys, this match ended in a disqualification. And what have I said about disqualifications? Don't overuse them. Countouts as well. And surprise roll-ups. But this ended actually in a bizarre way, too. I want to say it's a botch. I really want to say botch. Because Montez Ford hit from the heavens, which is his frog splash, onto Chad Gable, pinning him 1-2. And then I think Gable was supposed to kick out, but Otis came in and was supposed to break it up, obviously, but he didn't get there in time. Obviously, Gable was able to kick out, but Otis still got in the ring, and the referee rang the bell. So, in this qualification, Montez Ford picked up the victory. But guys, during this, I actually do want to explain to you what happened to Montez Ford. Montez Ford actually did suffer an injury. I want to make this very clear. Otis attacked, and his new look too, and it makes him look a little bit meaner. I need to clear that up too. He looks a little meaner now too, without the it's like if I shave off all of this, and it's just like he looks like he has a chocha face, a pussy face, which is funny, but still, it makes him look meaner though. So I like it. I really do. I do like it. You know what I mean? It makes him look imitating. You know what I mean? It's so good. I like it. Montez Ford suffered a partial rib fracture and a torn intercal cartilage as a result of the attack of Otis. He is being evaluated at a local medical center, and WWE Digital will follow up with any updates. Wow. So he just like Otis killed him. And then Dawkins obviously came in and tried to protect him, but damn, Otis killed him. He just annihilated his ass. He was like, "See you, Montez Ford. Send you to the medical facility. See ya." But yeah, Montez Ford did suffer an injury. I hope he gets better. Please, Montez Ford, get better so he can go into action again. But then we got another rematch, and oh my god, like, obviously this is a feud, and oh my god, is it getting more, like, why do the same match over and over and over? Like, Rick Booze is so amazing, though. I love Rick Booze. That's the only thing about this match I would say. His guitar, I love. Okay? I love. But this Shinsuke and Baron shit, like, why next week, though, too? I want to also touch on that. I'm sorry, but fuck these rematches, okay? If Liv Morgan and Carmella in a feud, well, then obviously it made sense that Carmella won last week and Liv Morgan gets a win this week. That's fine. That's fair and fine. But this is a feud that I just fucking make Baron Corbin king again. Keep the king thing still, because that's the only thing that's good for him. So, but then why do it next week though? Like, why just have it at Hell in a Cell? Okay? Like, that's another thing. They went backstage too. They went backstage. And they were like, okay, we're going to have Shinsuke versus Baron Corbin for the crown. Because you both are 2-2 with each other. So what, it's a five series match, huh? 5 series match, guys. Well, one Baron, 2 Baron, 1 Shinsuke, 1 Shinsuke. Well, fucking now it's time to have Baron Corbin pull out this victory here. So next week, which I don't think this match should not happen. It should happen at Hell in a Cell for the crown. It makes more sense, obviously, to have it at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. But why WWE? Like, honestly, I want to just, for ups and downs, like, Watch Culture, if you were watching, really, this match, honestly, I want to say Rick Booze and his guitar, that should get it up, but down for the rematch, because honestly, and down for the idea of having the match next week for the crown. So, because, like, at Hell in a Cell, it makes more sense to do for the crown and have Corbin win. Obviously, my vote would be Corbin regardless. So next week, if that match happens, Corbin. He needs to keep that king title on him. All right? Shinsuke's already got Rick Booze with that great guitar. So, like, done. But now we have to talk about the ending of the show. And I don't know where WWE's going with this, but I do know that we're getting this match. Promise. Rey Mysterio was pissed. He even talked about in an interview that he attacked his boy. And when you attack my boy, I'm coming after you. Even when even talks about when he was born, I'd say I protect him, you know? And that's something like, I think, it's Lions, I think it is. Lions, when you attack or bears too. When you attack their cubs, their parents will come and protect them by attacking you. So obviously Rey Mysterio is being the bear in this fight. But Roman is the lion in this one. And it's a lion versus a bear. And that is something that is, you know, crazy. Of course, Rey Mysterio is not big enough to be a bear, but like how he's being played out in this is an animal. It's a lion versus the bear. And obviously the lion should win this fight. But again, respects to Rey Mysterio because he's about family. Roman's now being about family. Rey has always been about family. So to put down another family, it's crazy. But Rey Mysterio laid a challenge to Roman Reigns, and he wants to challenge him for the title inside Hell in a Cell, at Hell in a Cell. Did we get an answer? No. You know why we didn't get an answer? Because a kendo stick got thrown into the ring by an unknown person. Because I even thought that was the cameraman for a second. I thought the cameraman was like threw it in. I was like, who the fuck threw this in? Bro, we need Roman to like talk about this. So then Ray got the kendo stick and started whipping, and we're coming back to that kendo stick shit. Remember the kendo stick we beat Dominic with? Beat Roman with it, and he caught it, and he pushed him around, and then we found out who it was through the kendo stick. It was Dominic Mysterio, because that's the only weapon he knows how to use. So he grabs the kendo stick and tries to beat Roman with it. Roman counters. He obviously gets Dominic out, freaking fighting him, but it all ends with Roman Reigns laying out both Dominic and Ray outside of the ring, and him walking out without no response. So Roman obviously got out clean, escaped for some time before Rey Mysterio obviously hit him with the kendo stick one more time to get him out of the ring. But Ray was obviously too leaning on Dominic, or too focused on Dominic. So Roman just came in and booted him down. That's why they were outside of the ring. The referees had to stop Roman from causing any more mayhem. But we didn't get to see an answer. So is the Tribal Chief going to take on Roman? Going to take on Rey Mysterio for the Universal title inside of Hell in a Cell? Yeah, I could see it. Everybody else can see it too. And this is great too, especially if you're going to have Dominic and the Usos in the back. Because my initial idea for this was to have the Universal Championship not inside of Hell in a Cell, and to have Seth Rollins and Cesaro inside of Hell in a Cell. So you have Cesaro win the Hell in a Cell match. I think his first Hell in a Cell inside the Hell in a Cell structure. But I guess they're not going with that idea. Still, SmackDown is a success, like it always is. And it probably could be considered the A show. Really, it can. I'd agree with anybody who'd call it the A show too. It should be called the A plus show. And then they also with SmackDown, they usually feature something from Raw, saying like Raw's going to have this. And well, we found out that RK Bro's going to take on the New Day next week on Raw. And Drew McIntyre is going to take on AJ Styles, which makes no fucking sense, but okay. Okay, you want to do that? Perfectly fine. You guys are going to be disappointed. But I need to also touch on another thing. Where the fuck are the women tag team champions? Where's Natalya? Where's Tamina? Where the fuck are they? And I know what? It's because WWE fucked up. WWE knows they fucked up. That's why they're not using them. Obviously, we're going to watch them be like, oh, we're going to have you two face you two at Hell in a Cell since you guys didn't even have a feud. And obviously, I'm going to say that Natalya and Tamina are going to win. But this is not a predictions video. Next week, video, it's a live. But next week, I will be having the Hell in a Cell predictions live stream. Yep. So stay tuned for that next week, which will happen. But we need to go to who can defeat Roman Reigns, really. The real question is who can defeat Roman? Well, Roman Reigns is a big boss, okay? Watching the Elitist video of who can dethrone Roman Reigns, or who shall defeat Roman Reigns, even though he's a big man, he's about family, right? Well, I see 3 people who could defeat Roman Reigns done. Obviously, I think the Elitist did 5, but I can see 3 people beating Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. At number 3, in my opinion, I think that Big E could defeat Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. Now, this sounds more of like a SummerSlam match than anything. To me, I see it as a SummerSlam match. I've said this before too. John Cena versus Roman could be a WrestleMania match. Hell, if you want to make it a SummerSlam match, perfect with that. And I'm hearing Edge could also be back at SummerSlam too, and it would be likely that he faced Seth Rollins. Get Seth Rollins out of the feud with Cesaro. Perfect. You could put in Cesaro into the Intercontinental Championship match, and you can make him Intercontinental Champion. Perfect. Great. But this is all about Roman Reigns and who is going to defeat him. That being Big E. Big E could defeat him for the Universal Championship. And you could do it at WrestleMania. I'm okay with that match. If Big E's the victor, perfect. Fucking fine with that. Okay? Because that means that not only did Big E hold the championship, but Kofi hold the championship. And who knows if Xavier Woods will get that title opportunity for the world title. That would be insane too. That'd be insane. Like they'd have to do something like they'd have to pull a Brian Kendricks just to get Xavier Woods too. But again, it'd still be awesome. It'd still be awesome to see Xavier Woods as WWE champion or Universal champion. But this is about Big E defeating Roman. So why do I say Big E can defeat Roman? Well, Big E, not only does he have the speed, he has the power, he has the charisma, the strength. One thing that probably might hold him back is his goofiness, but I still think that Big E could defeat Roman Reigns. I still think if Paul Heyman can put some fire under his ass and shape him into an aggressive, more powerful Big E, my God, would Big E be able to defeat Roman Reigns? If Paul Heyman can get rid of that goofy silliness from him for a bit, during if they have a feud with each other, guarantee that could happen. That really could happen. But for now, Big E is still in the Intercontinental title picture, so we could just leave him there. But in the future, we could see Big E versus Roman Reigns, and I'm okay with that. And if Big E wins, congratulations. If it does come at SummerSlam and that match happens, well, then Roman wins. But still, it's the fact that Big E gets his world title opportunity. That is the biggest thing. But yes, Big E is a considerable opponent for Roman Reigns and someone who could dethrone him. A powerhouse of positivity versus a lion of negativity. There is a second. Well, not second, but there are two people for number 2. The reason there's two people for number 2 is because Roman's about family. So who can defeat Roman? Well, you guys seen if you've seen Hobbs and Shaw, you know where I'm going with this. Roman's Black Superman. So who are the two people? We probably have, I don't even know if we've seen this before, but it could maybe happen, but likely not. The Usos. Both of them, both Jimmy and Jay, defeat Roman Reigns. And Jay could know Roman's weaknesses. Of course, that is one of the biggest things. And there was someone who did say, I watched Palin Production what if Jay was able to defeat Roman Reigns? Obviously, that would be a cool concept and idea. But is it going to happen? No. Will it happen? No. But could both of them defeat Roman Reigns? Well, we've seen Roman Reigns spear both of them before, so it's probably easy to have them stack and pin them. But if we had a handicap match, like a 2-on-1, there could be a chance that they'd both defeat Roman Reigns together if they work together. But there is also a chance that Roman Reigns does put the wedge between them, which is obviously not letting go of the guillotine hold or attacking one so bad or handcuffing one so bad that they have to watch in agony and just see one of their brothers. It's just, again, it'd be a cool concept. But I personally think that it's worth it. Obviously, one of them defeating Roman's not going to happen. You've seen Jay versus Roman before. You've seen Jay get demolished. You even see Jimmy in the freaking guillotine hold. But if they work together, they could probably defeat Roman. I swear, if they work together, they could probably defeat Roman. But there's not even a percentage. There is like a 20% chance that they win together, working together. Alone, it's like a 5% chance that they fucking win. It's luck. That 5% is just luck. The 20%, from 5 to 20, that is a lot. And I say 20 because Roman's obviously big. But 20%, that's actually pretty big, especially from just one of them. So that could happen. The Usos could defeat Roman Reigns. I know it's not a big bold prediction, but again, it's a prediction that could actually happen. Like those two together work so perfectly, especially in the tag team division. They could defeat Roman Reigns. Trust me, if they work together and they're on the same page. Number 1, and you know who I'm going to say. If you don't, well then you haven't been watching the video. Go down and watch the Who Can Dethrone Roman Reigns video. I don't know if he said it. Maybe he did. I just don't remember. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, his cousin. And the reason I think that this man will and can dethrone Roman Reigns is because it's family. And who can defeat someone who's about family? Someone who is a part of your family. It's simple. It's easy. The Rock is the head of the table. The Rock is the man who makes the money. It's The Rock. It's not Roman. Roman ain't no head of the table. That's just a title. The Rock could use that in his promo, but The Rock can and he will defeat Roman Reigns when we get there. When The Rock's schedule opens up. So when he's not filming any movies, he can come back to wrestling and do this match with Roman Reigns, his cousin. This will be a great match to see. It's amazing to see that. So, could we see The Rock as champion? Well, there's a problem, but it could be resolved like that. Of course, if The Rock is to defeat Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship, there is some things to consider about. One of them is the biggest one, his filming schedule. The Rock is a big Hollywood superstar. So to put the title on him, we got some controversy. We got some controversial issues, which is, well, if he's champion, he needs to perform in the WWE, or he needs to relinquish it the next day, just by dethroning Roman Reigns. So then the question really remains in WWE, why the fuck did you put the title on The Rock if he's just going to relinquish it? The same went with back in 2017, I think, or 2018. Braun Strowman and Nicholas, John Cone's son, if you don't know John Cone, he's a referee, versus The Bar, where they relinquish it the next day. So again, there's controversy there. And then his filming schedule. If he's the champion, well, they need to set time for his filming schedule and then wrestling. So obviously they need to bump the fucking filming schedule somewhere else and then have that opening maybe a month or two, maybe a month with the championship. So obviously they need to work out something there. But again, I think The Rock could defeat Roman Reigns and will once we get to WrestleMania Hollywood. Once we get there, it could happen. It should happen. It could and should happen. Trust me, I think it should really. That's who I think should defeat Roman Reigns, or well, I'd say dethrone, but defeat Roman Reigns because that is a good idea. I want to talk about Hell in a Cell before I get to Triple H and why he's mad at fans. So Hell in a Cell is coming up, and we only have 3 matches. The matches are Bianca Belair and Bayley, Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre inside of Hell in a Cell, Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair for the Raw Women's Championship. Again, I will make my predictions on that next week on Talking Logic. Predictions time. Hell in a Cell predictions. So next week we should see something for Raw. We should see something for NXT afterwards, after the aftermath of In Your House, and then we should also see something on SmackDown to build up to Hell in a Cell. That will be on Father's Day, which is next Sunday. But Hell in a Cell to come this early is a surprise to me, but nothing much there. But I do plan to have something set up for Hell in a Cell. Again, I want to make it also clear too when I do the result video. So I find this to be a better set for me instead of doing it on Monday. So after the pay-per-view itself, I can tell you who wins right after it. So after I watch the pay-per-view, I will come on here and I will set up the live stream. I will do the results of Hell in a Cell and I will tell you who won, and then I go to bed. Simple. I will also discuss too why these people, why they won, or well, what could be next for them, But I also want to talk about why people are just forgetting about Money in the Bank. Like, people just jump to SummerSlam right away. Like, oh, Hell in a Cell? Nice. Let's get that done and we'll go to SummerSlam. Well, you got July, motherfuckers. You still gotta fucking prepare yourself for Money in the Bank. And there are 2 people who I think should win the Money in the Bank briefcase. The women's, Liv Morgan. She deserves it. 2, Damian Priest for the men's. I don't know why, but Damian Priest is on fire. If they continue Damian Priest, putting him on the show, that'd be nice. But they haven't seen Damian Priest in a while, which is concerning to me. We haven't seen Keith Lee either, so Keith Lee could actually win it too. That'd be nice. But I don't know who's going to win the Money in the Bank briefcase. But we're not there yet. So we need to continue now. And this is what I want to discuss about Triple H and why he's mad at fans. This is the type of shit, what I'm doing is considerable of why Triple H kind of hates the fans. Again, if you want more of an elaboration on the topic of Triple H being mad at fans, it is down in the description. WrestleMania has a video on it. Pictures of what he said. For this from Dave Meltzer, this is from his video, from WrestleMania's video alone. So it's we're gonna start here, and this is from Triple H, from Dave Meltzer, who is the Wrestling Observer. I want to make this clear. I do not, or not a part of. I don't listen to Dave Meltzer, what he says, because I'm just not that guy. Again, I get it from them, the YouTubers that I watch. So, Triple H was talking to Observer and said this. It's a funny thing to me sometimes that in our business, everybody is so worried about where people are going to go or land, or how is this going to play out long term in the future. How about watch it? Do you like it or do you not like it? Do you have to say, I like it, but I like this other thing more? Or I like it, but I don't like it as much as I like that one? Just watch it or don't, and stop trying to figure out where everything goes. That was one of the things that Triple H did say. And honestly, it makes sense. A lot of people do focus on where is this superstar going? Or where is this superstar going? And it was more about drafting superstars to NXT and Raw or SmackDown than the main roster shit, But then Triple H did elaborate more on the fact that why he's more angry with fans, that they ruin their experience for watching wrestling more. And it's obviously long-term, thinking ahead of the WWE. And it's best to think ahead, really, because we don't know what's going to happen. But it's best to think. It's like the Marvel Universe, too. I think they've explained this. The Marvel Universe. Watch Culture actually explained this. The Marvel Universe does the same thing. We think ahead because we're so intrigued in the wrestling content. But it's bummed out that Triple H is the one to say that don't think ahead. Well, if we don't think ahead, how are we ever going to know what's going to happen next? You just want us to watch 1 week and then the next week just not discuss or talk about anything that happened what happened there, and then think about what could happen next? No, we're going to do that. I'm going to do that. By the end of the stream, I'm going to do that. I'm going to move forward. At the end of every stream, I do that. At the end of every stream, I move forward. We talk about moving forward into the future and what W should consider doing, which would be nice. But Triple H continued by saying this. He said, the fans ruin their own stuff half the time trying to figure out where everything goes and why it's going there, and then trying to pick up their phone and go search for the thing to find out what it is that can ruin it for them. So they're not surprised when it happens. This line right there, I just want to pause right there and say that when I predicted that they should do Humberto Carrillo and Ricochet and the winner gets to face Sheamus, I didn't know that was going to happen on Raw. Same with the tag team match between Asuka and Nikki Cross versus Rhea Ripley and Charlotte. I didn't know that was going to happen either. And then when I said that the Viking Raiders would win that over the top Battle Royal tag team match, I didn't know they were going to win that. That was a prediction, because that's predicting the future. I'm not in the WWE. I'm not someone who works for the WWE. I'm not someone who belongs to the WWE. I'm someone who analyzes the WWE based off of logic. What makes sense? And the Viking Raiders winning, that made sense. Asuka and Nikki Cross winning, that made sense. Ricochet and Humberto getting double counted out, made no sense. I feel like what I just said made no sense. But them getting counted out together made no sense. I said disqualification. So Triple H says, I don't understand that. I'm thrilled with what the brand is. I'm happy with where it is. And then he questions the fans and, himself. Do I want it to get better? Yes. Do I want it to grow? Yes. Do I want it to expand? Yes. So yes, Triple H wants this to grow. He wants it to get better, and he wants it to expand. Get better, grow, and expand. The three things Triple H wants. And to say the fans ruin it, have the time to just obviously think ahead. I obviously think ahead. I think ahead of the future, and I think, this should happen. And you should take into consideration, because maybe it'd be best for the brand. Maybe switch it up a little bit. I know a lot of people weren't pleased about the tag team match between Charlotte and Rhea, but again, it's the tension between them that should happen. I don't know what's going to happen next week. If I was to predict Raw for a match, I'd say Charlotte versus Nikki. But again, if I'm right about that, well, it's a prediction. I'm literally saying that this is a prediction. I think that on Raw, and WWE, you don't have to do this. You can. It's a consideration. It's an advice. I think what would be nice is to have Charlotte Flair versus Nikki Cross, and the actual winner will face Rhea Ripley. Because remember, Charlotte Flair did not get pinned. Nikki Cross pinned Rhea Ripley, and I want to make this correction too. I said that Nikki Cross was going to pin, or I said Nikki Cross was going to pin Charlotte. I did not say that. I said Asuka was going to pin Charlotte. I was wrong for both. So I wanted to make that clarified. I actually was wrong about that prediction for who was going to pin who. It was Nikki who pinned Rhea. So Nikki got 2 victories over Rhea, non-title. So it'd be nice on Raw to see Charlotte versus Nikki. And the winner will face Rhea actually at Hell in a Cell. But obviously Charlotte will win because, come on. You already built it up so much, you can't just blow the match over now. But again, it's an idea, it's a thought, take into consideration, So I'm at the point where I'm going to now move forward and talk about the future, which I just did right now. So we're out of the Triple H part, we're into the moving forward. I think that's all I covered for today. I don't know if I missed anything. Let me just think. So I got SmackDown covered. Talked about good defeat Roman Reigns. Talked about nobody forgetting Hell in a Cell or Money in the Bank, and then Hell in a Cell, what should happen there. Not much on Hell in a Cell, but we're at moving forward now. So I know it's a short stream, but that's perfectly fine. It was not much to talk about, but I do want to touch up on moving forward. So for SmackDown, keep doing what you're doing. I did hear that Roman Reigns has said before that he either wants to start the show or end it. He never wants to be in the middle, And I feel okay with that, honestly. If you guys feel okay with Roman Reigns being at the beginning of the show and the ending of the show, that's perfectly fine. You love that. SmackDown is such a success. I have nothing to say about it. The only thing I do have to say, though, is if you're actually doing feuds between Carmella and Liv Morgan and Shinsuke and Baron, well, Shinsuke and Baron need to have their match at fucking Hell in a Cell. And Liv Morgan and Carmella, I don't know if it's a feud or not. I think it's a feud because both women have won opposite weeks. So Carmella won last week, Liv this week. So I don't know if it's a feud, but I'm still trying to figure out who's getting built up. So if they have this match again, maybe some talk. Maybe some talk in the ring, maybe some smack talk. We'll find out who's getting really built up. That'd be some nice talk there. For Raw, I don't know where it's going. It's just blowing up proportions, going lower, lower, and lower, and lower, and lower. And they need some changes. They need some really changes. They really need some changes. So something needs to occur or happen to Raw to change it up a bit. Again, the only thing I'm intrigued in staying into Raw about is literally RK Bro. That's it. Tomorrow is In Your House. I'm going to be watching it. Am I going to give you the results video? Yeah, I'll give you the results video if you want it. If you want the results for In Your House, I'm happy to give that to you. I'm pleased to give that to you. It's 5 matches, of course. I'll go in this one. I'll actually go over my predictions right now. But I have my predictions down below if you want to actually watch that one. Actually, me elaborate on why I think they will win. But to sum it up, from start to finish, I'll go in the order that I think it's going to be in the show. So first match, obviously Cameron Grimes versus LA Knight for the $1 Million Championship. I think Cameron Grimes deserves to win that ladder match and be the $1 Million Champion. Maybe LA Knight will win, but I'm saying Cameron Grimes. Next, I think it's going to be Mercedes and Zayn Xia Li, and Xia Li picks up the victory there. Then we got the big 6-man tag team match. The winner takes all. I think Bronson Reed and MSK will retain their titles. Next, we got the NXT Women's Championship match. Raquel Gonzalez versus Ember Moon. Raquel Gonzalez retains. And then the fatal 5-way match for the NXT Championship. Karrion Kross, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Johnny Gargano, and Pete Dunne. And I think that Karrion Kross will retain, or Adam Cole wins. Baby. So I do think that is a good, prediction. They're trying to make Adam Cole a badass, which, yes, I'm down with it. And obviously, like DX says, if you're not down with it, we got 2 words for you. Suck it. NXT, keep doing what you're doing. Raw, you need a little fix. And if you want to know why Raw should be canceled, WrestleMania has that video for you. So big shout out to WrestleMania. I want to put another shout out to Watch Wrestling Culture and a big shout out to Pamela Productions. So yeah, more, and the Alistas, who provided the dethroning Roman Reigns idea. So honestly, if you want your next video to go watch, I think it should be the WrestleMania video of why Raw should be canceled. So yeah, why Raw should be canceled. I just said that. Why Raw should be canceled, because Raw is not doing good. It's not. Anyway, I have 47 minutes here. I'm doing pretty good right now. So I'm going to end it here short. Hope you guys are good. Hope you guys stay safe. Enjoy your Saturday. Enjoy tomorrow, as you probably will watch. If not, won't watch if you don't have time to. If you try to stay in tune to wrestling on Peacock. NXT in your house coming tomorrow. Kickoff 7:30. The pay-per-view will start at 8. I think it will run for 2 hours because it's 5 matches, not that long. It'll still be good. Maybe they'll add in another match. I don't know. The fact that they added in the tag team championships with the North American is surprising to me. They could do it. They could do a cruiserweight championship match, but it's whatever. Yeah, keep it real, guys. I'll talk. Also, before I go, Hell in a Cell predictions live stream next week. We'll make sure. Same time, 8 a.m. on the Saturday, and we will get to predicting. So next week I will cover SmackDown, everything that went on. I will then jump into the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view predictions, and then we can talk about any news, and then moving forward. So that's next week's agenda. I will get there. I will have a Hell in a Cell thumbnail there for you. But this has been Talking Logic with the Logical Predictor. I will see you guys next week for the Hell in a Cell predictions. See ya.